So 2023 is here, guys. The Nprc season is kicking off in certain areas of the country. A lot of us are sitting here watching the computers, waiting for those R1 ESCs to go live right now so we can stock up on those babies. There's been a lot of silly season, off-season moves. There's just been all kinds of stuff. I want to talk to you about what my plans are here for 2023. Some of it is what I learned in 2022, mistakes I made, things I'm not going to repeat, and how I'm going to get faster this year. So you are on the Dorky and 40 RC channel. I'm Chad. That's Lucky. We are going to make you faster today. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Super excited to have everybody here with you right now as I am clicking refresh on the R1 Works page, just like a lot of you are. Supposedly the ESCs are going to be around here in a couple days, which will be a good thing, so we can pick a couple of those babies up and get ready for the 2023 season. So right off the bat, that is going to answer a question. What am I going to be running this year? Well, of course, we're going to be running the DC1. Of course, we're going to be running the R1 Digital 3 ESC like everybody else will be. And motor-wise, well, we got the R1 motor. We've got some Castle motors. We got all kinds of stuff laying back there. I don't really see any reason to get anything else at this point. Batteries. What battery am I going to run? Well, I am running the smallest R1 battery that I have. I think it's either an 8400 or 8600, something along those lines. I'm not running the 11,400 that's in there now. I'm not running the 15,200. 4-poles changed the game. It just did. You can run a smaller, lighter battery. Now, if you are at a big track in a big race and you're trying to hit that 100-mile-per-hour mark so you can beat Ulbrich, then you might need a little bit more amps to pull from. But if you're like 95% of the people out there like me, it is not going to do you any good. No matter what anybody says, they can point at any log they want to and say, look how much more my voltage sag was. It was only 7.1 during that hit with my 8500 brand battery or 12,000 milliamp brand battery. Well, mine was 7.0, and guess what? My buddy's was 7.3 with a 2-year-old SMC battery. So save your money, go with the little battery, save that weight, you'll be good enough. Maybe we'll see how things change. Got to get your gearing right too on that one. But 4-poles, of course, are more forgiving with gearing. And that's the great thing about the sport right now is everybody can pretty much go out with a little bit of work and run those 1.7s, 1.8s, maybe even 1.6s like I did a couple times. So it is definitely possible. This year, we're going to definitely go faster, though, I will tell you that much. Now, one thing I have learned in the off season, while I have actually been drone racing, is the biggest thing that held me back at the last year was not going to more competitions. I went up to the Maumee race in May and learned so much in a weekend and had so much fun with all my friends like Tim Barth at Midwest RC and all my buddies that I see locally around here like Willie and Heath and just, you know, all these guys. Got to meet Erica and Anthony and people asked for my autograph and all kinds of weird shit. But it was amazing. I'm not going to discount all of the fun that I had with my buddies here locally, but beating your head against the wall 3 to 4 nights a week in a parking lot to do the same thing over and over was a foolish waste of time. It cost me money. It cost me voodoos, which cost me money, which would cost me time and everything else if I wanted to go to big races. So the plan this year, get the car rebuilt, get it dialed in, do some things. If I figure some things out, of course, if I do little practice sessions, which I still will do, just nothing like the crazy stuff that I did last year. The whole point is that I need to get up to Maumee or some places that are having some other races and get into some competition. I need to work more on how to improve my tune to get through the stick as the actual track conditions change, different type of surfaces, all of that kind of stuff. That is going to be the important aspect. So trying to get up there like once a month or something like that and hitting those big races, which I think they literally already have 2 or 3 scheduled just for up there with big, huge pots and everything else. That is going to be the plan, because you and I are going to learn way more when we are up there in the heat of battle, in competition, than, again, hanging out in the parking lot at midnight after you've already done 12 passes, you've repaired your car because it went into some stupid curb and all this other kind of stuff. Save that money and save that opportunity for the competition. That is going to be the goal. I got so much better this year, right, already, and we're not even halfway through our indoor drone flying season, just racing drones in a competitive, challenging indoor environment where it's high risk that I'm going to blow this thing up at every corner, versus flying around through gates in my yard thinking I'm some badass because I can go through them or something. You know, that's just not what it works. That's what I've learned this winter, and that's what's going to be happening coming this spring. Now, the other big thing is, I know a lot of you guys are new and you're going to try to get sucked into the hype, and you're going to want to buy this and you're going to want to buy that and try all kinds of stuff. Stick with your best in breed type of performers. No disrespect to any of the small guys out there or anything at all, but stick with what you know works. We know that all of the fastest times this year were ran with R1 ESCs. You know, the cars, we know the DC-1 won the most money this year, so why would you not want to run a DC-1? We know on most of those cars, there was Corvette bodies, there was GTR bodies, there was straight line spoilers. So why would we not want to run anything besides that aero package on our car? Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Stick with your best in breed stuff. Spend your money once. Buy once, cry once. That is going to be my motto for everybody. Don't take the cheap way out, except when it comes to batteries. One other thing, make sure you've got everything you need for your pit. Like last year, I used a lot of the stuff for my FPV things, and I lugged around a bunch of 4S batteries for tire warmers and 4S batteries to charge up my 2S batteries, so I didn't have to take a generator and all that kind of stuff. You know, I had a pit light and all that stuff. Make sure your like practice situation is set up really good. Make sure you have all that stuff and that you're not fumbling around, and that you have a table or a good workspace like the back of a truck or something like that, that you're just not kind of like messing around, especially if it, you know, in the dark or whatever, or you don't have the right tools. You know, make sure you got all of that stuff on lock. Make sure that stuff is done before you go out and waste money on like spare parts that you might ever use. If you stick with the best in breed stuff, the chances are one of your buddies or somebody there at that race or track is going to have the part that you need, and more than likely they will take care of you. Now, the last thing that I want to preach is have fun. Man, I had so much fun last year. It was very, very stressful though for me from a couple different reasons. One reason was that we were racing all at night. Hard to film stuff. The practice, you get in just the zone, and I wasn't able to kind of like capture everything I wanted to for you guys. You know, the end of the year got cut short because we really just burned ourselves out and everything. And I had the puppy and needed to take care of him and all that good stuff, you know? So like, have fun, but have a reality check. If you're on Facebook and you see all these people talking about, oh, I'm going to put in work, I'm going to put in work, and I got to go faster, so I'm going to put in work, all that type of bullshit. This ain't work. This is a hobby. This is fun. Go have fun. If you're putting in work, then you're not doing it right. That's my motto this year. That's what I'm going to bring to you guys as well. As much fun as we can, as fast as we can go, as hard as we can go, but within reason, respecting things like our family, our work schedules, our wallets, and everything else like that. So I hope I got you guys fired up for 2023. I know I am. I'm watching everything that's going on. I'm stoked Mark Vine made a big change and he seems super happy about everything. You know, I'm stoked with what's going on, that like every manufacturer has got, you know, ESCs coming and new software coming and all kinds of stuff. I'm sure we're going to see some pretty cool shit this year. But again, try to stay off that hype train. It's hard to do. You can get really sucked into this stuff big time, as you can tell. So stay real. If you have any questions, don't forget, I am here for you guys all the time. We will talk to you guys later. Love you all and peace.